The Universal Library, the new Universal Library. Ball bearings consist of metal balls, usually of hardened steel, positioned in annular tracks known as raceways, in which they roll according to theory at half the relative speed of revolution between the shaft or spindle raceway and the housing or supporting raceway. They are lubricated with oil or grease, though if their design and manufacture were perfect, this might in theory be considered unnecessary or even detrimental by causing some retardation to free rolling. They offer the least resistance possible in bearings, but it is generally essential to separate the balls with a cage of suitable material, which adds a small area of rubbing friction. Ball bearings are in two broad groups: radial bearings for sustaining shafts as beams and thrust bearings for sustaining the axial or end loading of shafts or spindles. As separately made products, they are standardized as light, medium, and heavy bearings, respectively. These are for moderate loads or smallest occupation of space, for higher carrying capacity in more space, and for even higher load carrying capacity when more space is available. Ball bearings are made in a great variety of designs. Ball flower architectural decoration consisting of a ball almost enclosed by flower petals. It is characteristic feature of moldings in the English decorated period, where its repetition at short intervals gives points of light to a strip of dark hollow. The windows of the Tower Hereford Cathedral and the upper parts of the towers and spires of Lichfield Cathedral provide fine examples. Ball valve, from form of automatic tap which stops the flow of water from a pipe at a certain level in a cistern. A lever is fitted to the valve and carries a hollow copper or plastic ball at the free end. The ball acts as a float, rising and falling with the level of the water, so that when the cistern is emptied, the ball is lowered and opens the valve to admit water to the cistern. The ball rises with the incoming water, and through raising the lever closes the valve. The device is used in cisterns for flushing water closets and in cold water feed tanks in connection with hot water system. There are four types in use: the Croydon valve, in which the piston works vertically; the Portsmouth valve, in which the piston works horizontally; the equilibrium valve, which is suitable for exceptionally high pressure water; and the BSR valve with nylon plastic parts, which is quieter in operation than the others. A silencing tube can be fitted to the Portsmouth and equilibrium valves. Bala Giacomo, 1871–1958, Italian painter, born at Turin. He was a member of the Futurist movement and is best known for paintings of dynamic movement, e.g. his dog on the Leaf Museum of Modern Art, New York. Ballad. No completely satisfactory definition of ballad can be framed. Etymologically, it means dancing song, but perhaps the most comprehensive description in the accepted modern sense is a folk song that tells a story. This can be qualified by adding that it is usually of simple construction, deals with one strong situation or action, is objective, popular, oral, and anonymous, and in the case of Britain at least, generally employs short stanzas and makes frequent use of refrains, repetition, etc. Spain, however, particularly rich in ballads, generally prefers continuous narratives. Coleridge's Ancient Mariner is an outstanding example of the form and style of the ballad. The question of music is a very complex one, investigated only comparatively recently, but music should be considered as an essential part of ballads. The origin of ballads is also obscure, as probably at no period did man not sing songs and tell stories with or without the accompaniment of dancing. Certainly in Britain and elsewhere, ballads with recognizable characteristics of the kind mentioned were appearing from the 12th century onwards, though most now known are considerably later. The dates of certain ballads dealing with historical events can be limited in one direction, e.g. Sir Patrick Spens. Sir Patrick Spens refers to events in 1290. Otterburn, referring to 1388, was probably composed 1400 in Sweden. King Birch refers to 1370 in Russia. The Princess of Tver to 1327. The deaths of others can sometimes be limited in the reverse direction from historical records. The Complaint of Scotland 1549 lists 8, though some of these were much older, e.g. the Battle of Harrow being composed much nearer the event in 1411. Certain ballads are not only found in different versions in individual countries, but some are found widely disputed over Europe. Lord Randalls is found not only in Britain but in Sweden, Czechoslovakia, Hungary, Calabria, etc. The subjects of ballads are many. Love, generally tragic, is common, while other subjects may be classified as historical, religious, supernatural, and mythological, adventurous, criminal, and so on. With the coming of printing, subsidiary purposes such as propaganda or spreading news appeared. Ballads printed on broadsheets became a feature on 16th century English life. Their impact on popular feeling may be gauged from the effect of inflammatory examples like Lili Bourlero and La Marseillaise, Bishop Percy collection Relics of Ancient Poetry 1765. Much influenced the Romantic literary movement in Germany and England, and composers such as Chopin, Brahms, and Grieg wrote instrumental pieces called ballades inspired by the old ballad spirit. Latterly, however, the tradition of composing ballads has been largely moribund, though there have been excellent imitations by Scott and others. At the same time, interest in old ballads has greatly revived both in Europe and America, where there is also a small but vigorous body of native ballads on contemporary themes such as Frankie and Johnny, John Henry, Casey Jones, Springfield Mountain, etc.